4:56 in the morning. And I said, let me go live. I was supposed to go live early, but I said, you know what? I like doing these midnight lives. I don't know. Like, back in the days, you remember watching Midnight Soul, and then after Midnight Soul, they just go back and back and back and show videos, and then they'll show you old school video show. Because I remember, like, BET, they used to play, like, the old school episodes of Video Soul, and you'll watch around this time. Watch fine-ass Sherry Carter and my nigga Donnie Simpson with the S-curl. Yeah, man. Those were the days, man. Back in the days, man. Good memories, good memories. So, what's goody, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing, man? It's your boy Bullets Gotti. Y'all already know what it is. This live stream that I'm doing today, man, this morning, we tapping in on a few topics. A few topics at hand that is needed to be tapped in. What's good with you? What's good with you, Leak? It's my guy right there, man. Shout out to Mike S in the building. Yeah, so we tapping in on a few topics. Kanye hollers at Puff, you know, Fat Joe, Liza Rios, and Big Pun, whole estate, all that. We're gonna talk about that because I saw Cuban Link left a comment on my video. So I'm definitely gonna be addressing that. Casanova interview, I gotta address that. Donald Trump, his madness, and Suge Knight, Keefe D, you know. And yeah, but let me just say this, man. Because yesterday, I did the live stream about the bitch ass nigga Hassan Campbell, man. Hassan Campbell, listen, bro. It's over. The show is over. You know, I think what you need to understand, you need to come to grips of reality. A lot of times people just don't come to the grips of reality because they so caught up in the illusion. And dude is caught up in the illusion instead of dealing with his reality. His reality is that he was a lover of Bambaataa and he can't get right. He can't get right. So because he can't get right, he's going to always be in that same debacle that he's in because don't nobody want to hear none of those fake ass war stories, man. You know what I'm saying? And soon as that interview dropped with Xavier Williams when he speaks about you, people is going to realize that, yo, this dude is a fraud. And then when I do the documentary, they going to understand you a fraud. But when they hear what X had to say, bro, people is going to realize that you are a fraud. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that. That you're a fraud, bro. And I think that you need to get your mind right and stay in your lane. A lot of these dudes is on some power trip. And we know what it is. You know what I'm saying? This YouTube shit, it'll show you the delusions of grandeur that people deal with on here. People suffer from the delusions of grandeur, you know? And tomorrow I'm going to do a video about the whole Meech thing, right? But a lot of people on the internet, man, they need to be a whole case study for these dudes, man. That anybody could say they're a gangster, anybody could say they're a real one, but they can't show you what block they was holding down and who could verify These fake ass stories. Cause all these dudes got fake stories, man. Son is one of them. He got a fake story. He just got a terrible fake story. You know? So you can't listen to a nigga talk about Xavier Williams gave me my first Rolex. B.O. is my big bro. Can't listen to a nigga like that. Cause a nigga like that will always show their true character. Son is a flunky. Bona fide certified flunky. And the sad part about it is, it's a bunch of flunkies like that. You know, YouTube shows you. It's a lot of flunkies on this internet. Ain't nobody the real deal. Everybody on here is a cartoon character. You know? And the sad part is, smash that like button if y'all coming in the building. Sad part is that these dudes, like Hassan, man, they get platforms to just lie. You know, he needs to feel comfortable to say, you know what? I'm a homosexual. I'm in the closet. Let me expose that so I can get myself together and get out of the closet. But dog's not going to do that. So it is what it is. You know, that's all I got to say about that clown. Ain't nothing else to say about him. Get out the closet and live in your truth. So, let's get into it like this, man. What we gonna speak about first, man? I want to really touch on this Fat Joe, Liza Rios, Big Pun. I want to touch on this topic because I had a comment on my video by Cuban Link. As a matter of fact, let me see which video it was where he came on my comment and made this statement. Hold on. Was it this video he commented on? Let me see if it was this video. Hold on. Oh, yep, it's right here. So yeah, let me read you what Cuban Link said on my comments. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Make sure y'all watch this live. Smash the like button. So, this is Cuban Link. Yo, Gotti, why you ain't make a blog or a video about Fat Joe robbing Pun's estate? You heard what Gongu Roach speak on the facts of the case. You used to big up Joe and said we was lying about him for years. So now that the truth is out, I haven't seen you holding him accountable, putting some respect on the real ones that stood through the fire and stood on truth. Go do your journalist duty, brother, and stop ignoring the issue. So, that's what Cuban Link wrote on my channel. So, let me say this, right? I watched the interview that the brother Gongo. I met Gongo, actually. I met Goo at Benzino interview. Cool dude, cool peoples. I've been on Clubhouse with him and all that. You know what I'm saying? He came through with Cavario and Zeno. But let me say this about the Big Pun, Fat Joe, Liza Rios, this whole estate thing that they talk about. Big Pun's been deceased since 2000, right? He's been gone. Big Pun, what a lot of people don't know about Big Pun and Fat Joe and all this, and what people should know. Well, hold on one second. Smash the like button. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm about to get into it. Hold on real quick. Smash the like button, y'all. Smash the like button. So, let's get back to it. So, Big Pun's been deceased, like I said, since 2000. February, what was it? February of 2000 he passed? Yeah, I think it was February of 2000. He passed right before his album dropped. He didn't even get to finish his album. Yeah, baby. Right? So, this thing that people don't understand, right? When you hear sides from Pun's family, like his sister, they say Joe's a good dude. Joe took care of them, especially his sister. And Joe didn't do Pun wrong. Pun, if you know or y'all heard, Pun gave Miss Jones his publishing, all of the things that was supposed to go to his wife didn't go to his wife. It went to Miss Jones. Miss Jones and him had a relationship. He was dealing with her. That was his joint. That was his side piece, whatever you want to say. But he was in love with her, right? For a man that's married to a woman, right, that gets and do a documentary with True Hollywood E and says this man whooped her ass. And even if you watch the documentary that they did on Big Pun, that they say Joe was executive producer of, right? She's saying in that documentary that Pun was beating on her, putting hands on her, right? Now, if you know your husband is a known successful rapper, you know what I'm saying, has a lot of fans, why would you want to put the ugly side out? Yeah, Miss Jones, yes, who was on Hot 97, who sung Sugar Hill, who dated Dougie Fresh, who was on a lot of those Ron G records. Yes, that Miss Jones. Um, you push this out there that this man was an abuser, right? That he whooped your ass. That's the thing I don't understand, right? That he whooped you, that he beat you, and all the stuff that you said about Big Pun. Why would Big Pun or anybody that's a fan of Big Pun would want to listen to anything that Liza Rios has to say. And for Cuban Link that says, yo, Pun is my brother, why would you allow his wife to push a narrative that that man was an abuser, bro? I can't respect that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't respect that. And if Pun so much cared for his wife and all that, why would Pun give his side woman rights to his masters and the rights to his money? You wouldn't want to give nobody like that the rights to your masters or your money. He gave that to her and made sure she was good. So when you got his sister online saying, yo, Liza, we believe it's some foul play going on with Liza, and Pun going to the crib. Now, mind you, right? When I hear that, when I hear somebody saying that, yo, Shorty had the police at the crib. Oh, fuck. Like, the crazy part is this, right? She talked about it on Drink Champs. Go watch the interview. It's on Drink Champs. She spoke about it even on Big Face Gary's show, how she got the rights to Big Pun. She got the rights to everything a Big Pun. She's still eating off of that. Pun gave that to her. So I don't got no beef with Gungu. I don't got no beef with the bro. You know what I'm saying? But the real is the real. Peace to you, brother. Peace to you. Thanks for supporting. The real is the real. Pun gave his side chick his business and put her as the head of everything. How y'all mad at Joe? Fat Joe doing what was Big Pun's wishes. Big Pun didn't trust his wife. He didn't trust his wife. He didn't trust Liza. And like they said, it was some foul play going on. It was some foul play going on. You know? It was some foul play going on. And the foul play that happened, and I'm going to be honest with you, is that Pun was at, what you call it, fat camp or whatever they call that. And he was doing good. He was getting ready to lose weight and doing things to help himself, right? And then he got the call to come back for his daughter, right? And then what I heard allegedly, when he got to the crib, it was two niggas there, and it was Liza. So when you hear Joe say, yo, Shorty put a hit out on me, try to do some foul shit, and then you hearing his sister saying that, yo, she believed it was foul play, what happened to her brother? So how do we sit here and want to listen to somebody that basically is out for self. Liza blew all the money. Joe made sure she was good. And because he didn't want to stand by her slander campaign on her husband, she basically said Joe left us in the shelter. Joe did this, Joe did that. Joe didn't do nothing. All right? Joe gave who he was supposed to give the percentage of his publishing to. Pun ain't trust Liza that much to give his percentage of his publishing. His publishing went to Miss Jones. So Joe did what he was supposed to do. Everybody want to hate on Fat Joe, say, oh, Joe's grimy. How's Joe grimy? How's Fat Joe grimy? How's Fat Joe grimy when he was told to give Miss Jones the publishing? Y'all know Miss Jones got the publishing. Miss Jones says she got the publishing. So how is Joe grimy? When I hear niggas say, oh, Fat Joe grimy, yo, that nigga grimy, yo, he stole a nigga, Joe stole from that nigga. How he stole from him? Like, people gotta make it make sense. When people be saying things, they gotta make it make sense. All right? They gotta make it make sense. All right? Liza Rios is a liar. Okay? And an opportunist, bro. When a man's sister says she believe, peace, how you doing? How you doing, chilling with love? Peace to you. When a man's sister believes, shout out to chilling with love. Everybody go subscribe to Cali with love. Go subscribe. When a man's sister believes that you did something to her brother, this is what she said on podcast. It's not Bullis Gotti saying this. This is what Big Pun's sister is saying. That she believed that it was foul play with her brother's death. That she did something to her brother because she was sleeping around, having affairs, cheating on her brother. She was doing a lot of foul, grimy stuff. This one wasn't no victim. So when they go and they paint this picture, and Cuban to say, yo, that's my brother, that's my brother. How he your brother when his wife was doing foul shit? Come on, man. She was cheating. Slept with his brother, slept with other dudes. She was having affairs. You know? So when he hooked up with Miss Jones, she treated him like how he was supposed to be treated. So that's why Pun gave Shorty the money. People say, yo, the nigga raw Big Pun wife. Like, y'all really gonna believe that? Y'all really gonna believe that? When this woman cheated on her husband? Let's listen to what his sister said. Listen to his sister.
Even though Pun was my brother, she confided in me. She called me when I was in Daytona Beach, and she was crying. And I'm like, Liza, what's wrong? What's wrong? And my brother's behind us saying, tell her, tell her. and she said, Nikki, I had an affair on Chris. And I'm like, wow, I'm sorry. It was my brother behind her. I hear someone saying in the background, tell her, it's like you need someone to talk to, tell her. Wow. So she told me, and I said, oh my God, Liza, what do you mean? Like, are you serious? Like, are you sure? Like, are you joking? And she was crying, and I was like, who? She like, this guy in my mom's block in Bronx River. And the point of it ended up coming out to my brother, not for me. And that's the bad thing. That's my brother.
Nasty work, man. Nasty work, man. So how are we gonna believe anything Liza Rios saying? Nigga, Pun didn't trust you with his money. If a nigga don't trust you with his money, why would a nigga allow you to have anything of his? But let's play some of what she said on my bro Big Face Gary show, Miss Jones. Shout out to Big Face Gary. That's my big bro. So we gonna play some of what Big Face Gary said. Peace to Cali Love. Peace to the Queen. Let's listen to Big Face. Listen to what she said.
Big Pun's son, Chris Rivers, is special. I think me and you gotta find a way to do something with him and do a show with him and give him his homage. I know how you feel about Big Pun.
I'm required.
Have you talked to him?
I don't know him. I've never met him.
We'll work on it. I don't know me, but I'll work on it.
I think that he will come. I think that he probably wants to hear things about his dad that the world didn't know.
So, sis, on my show, if I could make it happen, you'll come back with Chris Rivers?
You don't have to. I love him.
Yeah, I heard.
Is it Rivers or Rios?
I got Rivers. I'm being honest, it's Chris Rivers. From what I see is Rivers. Unless you got something else, it's Rivers.
Rivers, yeah. You know about Chris Rivers. That's his hip-hop name. That's what we call him.
Big, because this changed the game.
All right, wait. Can I have some more ice? Can y'all bring me just a cup of ice so I can dump it in
Yeah. We got it all. So get some ice for me. Don't buy a puli, man. Don't go black, man. Don't buy maybe 2 glasses of puli. I'm Haitian. I was born.
Because all the Haitian people didn't understand what you were saying.
I'm going to tell that right now. First of all, that's my question. That's one of my surprise, Ron. That's one of my surprise. Ron, one of my surprise questions you ain't know about. I was going to talk because she talked about her son being Haitian.
Yeah. And he talks that talk with his grandma. I'm so grateful that she taught him the French. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. So.
That's a heavy pour.
That's all right.
Did you know what you was doing when you was pouring it?
Yeah, exactly. And you got the classic K-Swiss songs. You front on with the K-Swisses on.
Oh, right?
Yeah. I didn't know story project was stuff like that. I didn't know that. They don't look like I went over there at that senior again and said, yeah, it's a little rough over there.
Yeah, but you know what? When you grow up in it, right? You don't realize it's rough. You just feel like everybody grows up this way. You don't know. You don't know. Until you have such comparison.
Salute.
That day, do you still drop by to see people you love?
I've been there every weekend since that day.
You always go see you.
And I have not until that was my first day.
Oh, every years and now you picked it back
because
up.
I used to go there a lot when I was on Hot 97. And I used to do a lot for the community.
Yeah, Hassan Xavier Williams is going to expose everything that Hassan been lying about. It's going to be exposed. But yeah, let's get into this this conversation right here with Miss Jones. And you going to hear the facts that all this that y'all been hearing for years, that Pun and Joe robbed Pun family, that's lies. Okay? And they know that. They know that. And the sad part is, why lie on Fat Joe? But let's listen to what Miss Jones saying on her live. Or I don't even watch her channel. Why are you telling me about that person? I don't even watch her channel. I don't even care what she doing. Like, why don't you tell me about that person for? Like, that's crazy. Oh, God bless her. She got a lot of hate for me. God bless her. I don't. Let me tell you something, bro. And I'm gonna make this perfectly clear. You bring a bone, you take a bone. I don't care about what no body I put on years ago, any female that I dealt with in the past, or anybody that I rock with in the past, please do not bring them up on my platform. Because one thing I tell y'all all the time is, why would I want to even go back and forth with somebody when we not even on the same level? That's what these people want. So we not doing that. All right? Don't derail the conversation. God bless him. I wish him the best. But the Bullets Gotti show do not do free promotion to channels that we don't know nothing about. So I'm going to act like I didn't see that name. I'm going to act like I didn't hear you brought that person up, because I don't know who that is. I'm going to just say that. I don't know who you're talking about. But God bless him, though. But I don't know who that is. Whoever that person is, hey, they looking for a come up. And can't give them no come ups. Sorry, but brother man can't give them no come ups. I can't. You know what I'm saying? We real content creators over here. Everybody else is not. Remember that. All these people on the YouTube, they not content creators. They not real content creators. They just clout chasers. So take the good with the bad. Look at who's the truth and who's fugazi. So let's get back to what we was talking about with this Fat Joe, Big Pun, Liza Rios BS. Let's get back to this. I want y'all to hear what Miss Jones is about to say. Listen to this. Because everything she's saying in this interview with Nori shows you that Liza Rios is full of cap, and she ain't giving the energy that she need to give the energy to. But let's play it.
Drink champ.
Allegedly. Allegedly, it happens this way.
You're fucking me up, right?
No, we allegedly fucking you up.
Okay. You a pun.
Oh. Allegedly too?
This is super allegedly.
Everything is not allegedly. It's me and Pun was, like, he was my love story.
What?
Yeah.
No.
We never fucked.
Oh.
But we could have.
Oh.
But we didn't.
Jesus.
But that's a love story that's like...
So you were in love with him without fucking?
So here's the thing. When I met Pun...
Well, I have the action story.
Rest in peace, Pun.
Thank you, sis.
Rest in peace. That was really sad when he died, but so...
I ain't gonna lie, y'all was sorry to the situation, but when I used to see y'all was cute together. Like he would rub your nose.
Yes.
Do,
rub your nose?
Stupid shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pun would come to my house every night of the week after 7 p.m.
Yeah.
and just be. He would be. He would share his...
I'm sorry, this is something, it's 20 years, 25 years later. Do you think Pun was in love with you?
I know that he was.
Oh.
I think so, too.
You do? Why do you think that? No, stop.
Your son is back here. I gotta relax.
I mean, he already heard a lot.
No, but honestly...
It's allegedly, bro.
Everything's allegedly.
Honestly, I'm so sorry because, it's people going to be offended by this part of the interview, but it's okay, and I apologize. But I never see him blush. When I see him around you, I see him blush. And it was like...
She's blushing right now.
Yeah.
He He was good to me.
Right.
He was good to me without me maybe even, like, I just was able to be regular Tarsha from Astoria. And he didn't judge me.
I'm crying? I look like I'm crying? No. I remember how my brother felt about her. Like, I swear to God.
That's genuine.
Like, no, that's serious. And he's the guy from the Bronx. I'm supposed to, I'm her brother.
Right.
So when I heard him talk about her, I could not stop him. Because it was so respectful, it was so lovable, and it was so like, I'm sorry, because I can see her face right now.
It's fine.
No.
It's good.
No.
You're taking me to a good place.
I'm so, okay, all right, cool.
Thank you.
Because I could physically see that. I could physically see when he was around you, like he felt comfortable, he lowered his thing, and, I apologize to anybody who's hurt from what I'm saying, but I could see that he had a certain part of his heart for you. And did you know that?
I did.
Okay.
And but again, he was always married.
Was it reciprocal? Like, did you feel the same way?
I did, because he didn't want nothing from me.
Right.
He didn't need anything.
It was just pure
from me.
emotion.
It was pure emotion, and he met me where I was.
Right.
Like, he always was available to me. In the midst of his busy, he always, at the end of the night, that driver would bring him. 55 West End Avenue, apartment 2K.
You know what's the crazy shit? I lived on 53rd and Western Avenue at that time. Chill out, relax, keep you on your story.
Oh!
Yeah. Trust me. I knew. Go ahead.
Okay. So so he was at the height. And when you're at the height, it's hard to get people to receive you where you are. But he knew I didn't want nothing from him but those laughs. And he knew I was dealing with some mental shit from the person I was with at the time.
Wow.
And he pulled me up out of that. And he did a remix for my album because he knew the label was about to drop me. And he said, if I do this remix, not only will they keep you, but they'll send you on tour with me. And I'll threaten them if they don't. And that happened. And Motown got me a tour bus. Next thing I knew, I was the most unworthy R&B artist on tour with Fat Joe and Big Pun. Yeah.
Big up to my brother.
Yeah. And then, when all this shit happened with Hot 97 and I needed to move from that apartment to Harlem, who gave me first month's, last month's security?
Oh, we've never heard this. We need you to say it.
Yeah. Big Pun gave me first month's, last month's security. Come up to my office, the check will be there.
Wow.
And I never...
No, I always knew it was like...
You knew.
I knew it was a deeper love. Like, I'm too young to, like, identify what it actually is.
Yeah.
But I'm old enough to know there's something there that's, like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
and we kept it clean.
Yeah, it's never physical.
No.
Which is like, we need to make that clear.
Yeah, no, we never had sex. We never kissed. We never did anything. But
there was
a high level of intimacy.
Yes.
Without the sex. Which is what made
that's what y'all young dudes need to understand.
That
I don't even know why I'm trying to promote that. I'm sorry. Let me leave that alone. But, that was real. That's real because,
Thank you, Nori.
That's my brother.
Because no one ever spoke for his side until now.
No, I knew how he felt about it. I'm sorry. I know they're going to hate me. Like,
I know the family, but they got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
But that's real shit, man.
Nah. I saw it. Like, this is my sis. So I'm seeing him and I'm looking, I'm like, damn. And like, he would go above and beyond to make sure Miss Jones was great. Like, wherever she at, like, let's go to the Miss Jones says, like, where we going? Like, all right, cool, let's go. I'm like, oh, okay.
And
I
let me
just
tell
love
you,
that.
to this day,
Yes.
I had no idea he put me down on his publishing.
Wait, I didn't
like his regular, like all his publishing?
I get checks on songs. Should I be saying, wait now, hold a minute. Hold up a minute, wait now. I ain't trying to fuck up my shit, but...
I mean, if it's legal, it's legal. It's done.
It was his choice.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He put me down. Like, I live, Jalen, you live off of the royalties of Big Pun.
Wow. You know what?
Pause. Now you heard what she said. She and her son live off the royalties of Big Pun. He put her down on his royalties. So Pun ain't trust his wife enough to give her royalties. He didn't trust his wife. He didn't trust Liza Rios. And that's why till this day she is salty. That's why she put that lie out there that Joe was robbing her. And you got niggas looking at Joe crazy. Like, yo, Fat Joe. Yo, how you do that to Pun, my nigga? Yo, that's foul. But they don't even know that Pun already had his shit and business together. And he gave it to the woman that he loved, that he found out to be loyal to him, that he wanted that path his publishing. His wife wasn't loyal to him. Definitely shout out to Chicky. His wife wasn't loyal to him. So that's why you hear, and I'll play the clip back for the people that just came in so you can hear that this is coming out of Miss Jones' mouth. So ain't coming out of Fat Joe mouth. It's coming out of Miss Jones' mouth. She get royalty checks from Big Pun.
Shit, but
I mean, if it's legal, it's legal. It's done.
Let's play it back.
whoa.
Like, yo, wherever she at, like, yo, just go to the Miss Jones says, like, where we going?
Smash it like button.
Let's go. I'm like, oh, okay.
And
I
let me
just
tell
love
you,
that.
to this day,
Yes.
I had no idea he put me down on his publishing.
Wait, I didn't
Like his regular, like all his publishing?
I get checks on songs. Should I be saying, wait now, hold a minute. Hold up a minute, wait a minute. I ain't trying to fuck up my shit, but
I mean, if it's legal, it's legal. It's done. It's done.
it was his choice,
Right.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He put me down. Like I live, Jalen.
Right.
You live off of the royalties of Big Pun.
Wow.
You know what?
Wow. That's beautiful. I knew how he looked at her. I knew how he saw her. I didn't know anything else, and I didn't want to know anything else. It wasn't my business. But I could never take away from how he looked at her, how he saw her, how he...
So I heard it out the horse's mouth. She said, till this day, she get royalty checks off a Big Pun. So it wasn't no Fat Joe robbing. None of those lies that Liza done told or have his kids believe that that's what it is. Because she lied to his kids. And then what was so messed up about her is that she would have her son to diss his father, to do a diss track on his own father. So that right there is out of pocket. Where this man loved his kids, loved his family, and she had her son to diss his own father. So that's not somebody that love Big Pun or want to see the success of Big Pun or want to see Big Pun's legacy live on or want to see his legacy be as big as the same level as Biggs and Pac and all of them. That's somebody that want to sabotage his legacy. And that's what Liza has done, sabotage Big Pun's legacy by saying he was an abuser on True Hollywood Stories, by saying all these foul, debauchery things, but not saying the part where she was cheating on Pun, where basically his sister, basically, I'm gonna get that too. Let's get what his sister said. Hold on. Let's get what his sister said about the foul play, about the two dudes in the apartment. Hold on. You know, definitely. It's one thing I tell y'all about in the Bullets Gotti show. We deal with receipts. You know, shout out to, we deal with receipts. It's one thing about Bullets Gotti. We deal with receipts. A lot of these people don't deal with receipts. But we gonna show y'all how much of receipts I deal with. Let me get this. Let me get this real quick. Hold on. Y'all gonna be like, damn, son. His wife is grimy. Hold on. Definitely, Big Pun, one of the greatest. Hold on. Find this. Find this audio. Mm-hmm. 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 Hold on. Beetlejuice. You crazy. You crazy, nigga. Hold Alright. I want y'all to listen to his sister real quick. His Big Pun's sister, Nikki. Shout out to Nikki. We gonna listen to this real quick.
There's videos going back and forth, and there's arguments going back and forth with, feelings. Before you guys comment, please read and listen to everything, all the sources that are provided to you before you comment, because most of the questions people ask are, for example, already covered in the videos. So, it's just a recommendation that, before you make decision, conclusion, or, whatever it is, out of fairness, listen to everything first. Because again, what you're left asking is it's actually already covered. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to mention to everybody, and I wanted to just make clear my own. I have no communication with Joe at the end of the day. I am not being paid from Joe or Joe's camp or anyone for me to want to find the answer to my brother's death. I'm actually doing this because he's my brother, and it's been bothering myself and family for 20 years. And this is something that didn't just start. Because I know, some people want to know, after 20 years, why now? This been going on for 20 years. It's coming out to you all, but this actually has been going on for 20 years. I've actually been, as I mentioned in the videos, I've been going back and forth with Liza for 20 years since the beginning regarding my brother's death. And the reason, because she take a lie detector test. Now, as a reminder, when my brother died, I was much younger then. I wasn't, as vocal as I am now, and as confident as I am now. I was much more quiet back then, and I held a lot of things in. But it's a different story now because I'm a grown woman. I'm an educated woman. So again, Joe's not helping me with anything. I have no contact with Joe to confirm. The only contact I ever had with Joe since my brother passed away was, I think, maybe 3 occasions that I recall. And this is, the last was 2012. I saw him at my cousin's funeral in the Bronx, my cousin Gailey, who passed away. And he showed respect and came to the funeral. So that was good. Actually, Liza didn't show up, but Joe came to the funeral. So I saw him then, and it was just a hi-bye hug, just like I mentioned before, and that's it. And prior to that, I saw him at the club in 2010, which is the video I mentioned that Cuban was upset with me about, that I put on YouTube. And then there was one time before that, which I think was like 2002, 4. It was around the time my cousin Booby was boxing. But other than that, I maybe seen Joe 3, 4 the most. But I don't have no communication. We're not talking. We're not having dinners together. It's nothing like that. You know what I mean? When I saw him, he showed love and respect. So let's get that clear. I'm not getting anything. Now, what I really, really want to make clear is that I don't need anything. That's the wonderful thing. Just like my brother predicted in the beginning that I will be something on my own, I actually did become someone on my own. I am very educated. I'm actually working on my 3rd degree. I will have another master's next year, and I actually will be a doctor in 2024. So, and this is all on my own, without a loan. And just like my brother predicted, I bought my own home without a loan. So I don't need anything. And in actuality, it's the opposite for me. For many, many years, because out of my heart, I give a lot from my own pocket to a lot of people in need. I have a lot of people who can vouch for that. Trust me, a lot of people can vouch for that. I'm constantly giving. I'm like an open charity, whatever you want to call it. But I'm constantly giving to people that I don't know. People experiencing hardship, single mothers, people just struggling. I'm always giving because, again, as I mentioned in my video before, I have a very big giving heart, and my brother was the same way, okay? And he wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect, okay? at all. My brother was not perfect at all. But one thing I'd like to say, as imperfect as he was, okay, and how wrong he was for putting his hands on Liza, okay, during their marriage, does not give a pass, does not make it okay for you to decide to take the person's life. That's why there's a court system. That's why there's a judge. That's why there are police. That's why there's a jury. It's not okay. It's not, okay, I'm tired of this person. I'm tired of bathing them. I'm tired of taking care of them. And oh, I just want to get rid of them already. That's not right. That's not right. That's not what you do it. Get a divorce. Get a caretaker. You know, there's so many different things you could do. I take care of my mother here. You know what I mean? That's like saying, you too much stress. I can't take it no more. And when something happens, just go already. No, that's not right. That's not right. The point is, it never was to a point where he killed her. It was nothing like that. They had a domestic violence relationship, and that is very unhealthy and is not acceptable at all. But at the same time, it does not give a pass for someone to say, I'm going to take your life. I'm not going to save you. I'm not going to clear your airway so that you can breathe. Okay? For example, when he had the drool in his mouth and she didn't want to give CPR, there's no excuse why you couldn't remove all that fluid, because you can't do CPR if your mouth is full of fluid. Okay? I'm a former EMT as well. You have to clear the airway. So she failed to clear the airway, and that is the issue. She failed to clear his airway that could have saved him because she did not want to put her mouth on his mouth. Okay? So again, no one's paying me anything from anywhere. I'm actually doing my interviews for free because my mission is not to get money, because I don't need money. I got money. I give money. My issue is I want to finally get an answer. This is not coming out of the blue out of 20 years. This has been going on for 20 years internally, not to you all. It is now being shared with you all because out of 20 years, constant avoidance of doing the lie detector test, I'm finally at a point now, like, I need to pursue this harder. And what am I going to do? Try to get support from people. Try to share this, what's going on with everyone. So, that's the reason for all this. But this has been going on, everyone. It didn't just come out of the blue. So I just wanted to get those things clarified, okay? And I do appreciate everyone who's been
So, as you hear it, that's Pun's sister. You heard what she said. That she believes that his wife basically did something to her brother. So mind you listening to Miss Jones say he gave his publishing to her. His sister saying she not blaming Fat Joe. She not going at Fat Joe. She's saying in her mouth that Liza refused to take a DNA test and that she feels that she murdered her brother. So all this trying to slander Fat Joe, trying to put hits out on Fat Joe, all this slandering Fat Joe, saying Fat Joe did this, Fat Joe did that. But really and truly, the villain of this story is Liza Rios. Because if the sister can go on a platform and say that about her, and she hasn't never once came out and said anything to refute what that sister is saying, she did not help out Pun like Miss Jones helped out Pun. Pun found somebody that was loyal, and he made sure that she was straight in life. So Joe not the POS that y'all trying to call him. Joe did not want to support the Big Pun documentary because he didn't like the slander campaign that his wife was doing. He did not want to support that. So he didn't. All she has done is try to ruin this man's career. She ain't trying to uplift. She trying to ruin. You know? But hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? All that lying on Fat Joe. People said, yo, Fat Joe did Pun dirty. And you heard it from the horse's mouth. You heard it from Miss Jones saying that she was giving his royalties and the okay was given by Big Pun. Big Pun trusted Miss Jones so much that he gave his royalties to her so she could live good. He did more for Miss Jones than he did for his actual wife. His actual wife was a snake. So, it is what it is, man. When you can have your son, the father of your children, on a diss track, that shows you right there that Liza Rios don't give a damn about Pun's legacy. And Cuban to say that's your brother, you don't give a damn about his legacy either. So it is what it is. Like I said, man, everybody want to blame Joe, but come on, bro. Let's stop it. So I want to talk about Donald Trump is out here wilding. Let's just keep it real. Um, he's just wilding. You know what I'm saying? And really and truly, Donald Trump America is the Truman Show right now. Real talk. It's the Truman Show. That's all I gotta say about that. Um, Now let's talk about Keefe D, Suge Knight. We doing it this summer. We doing a documentary this summer on one of her songs. So Keefe D, y'all know, did an interview with ABC Nightline. And basically he said Reggie Wright name. He said Reggie Wright was the one that killed Tupac. And, you heard Suge say the same thing. He said, Snoop had a hand in it, and he's saying Reggie had a hand in it, right? Now, I've been listening to Suge interview, and I've been listening to Keefe D interview. And everything both men are saying is absolutely the truth. See, everybody blame Puff, blame Suge for the murder of Tupac and Biggie. Suge and Puff had nothing to do with those two murders. The LAPD know that. The Vegas Police Department know that. The feds know that. What happened with the East and West Coast thing, with Death Row, Bad Boy, was the same thing that happened with the Panthers in the 70s. The East Coast Panthers, which was the Panthers 21, the West Coast Panthers, which was the Panthers from Oakland and LA. East Coast Panthers was associated with Eldridge Cleaver. The West Coast Panthers was associated with Huey P. Newton. Now, fast forward You get the same thing, the COINTELPRO business. So what happened to Suge and Pac and Puff and Big, all four of them were supposed to die together that night. When you listen to Reggie Wright, Reggie Wright knows what's going on in Suge case, knows what's going on in Puff case, knows what's going on in Keefe D's case. Keefe D was given immunity because they told him that if he tells on Keefe D and Puff, if he tells on Zip, let me get that clear. If he tells on Zip and Puff, he will get immunity. The same thing they did with Stutterbox. Stutterbox, if you tell on Suge, we'll give you immunity. They used Suge baby mother, Stormy, and made her to say that basically she brought Poochie to the Peterson. Poochie had nothing to do with Biggie's death. They know that. They know that. It's a conversation with Suge's ex-wife, Sharita, and Reggie Wright. Talking about Snoop, talking about Kevin Gaines, him being right-way security, and basically exposing Homeboy, right? Exposing Homeboy. You hear Warren G talk about they had the walkie-talkie in the crib. The walkie-talkie was in the crib. And what they heard on the walkie-talkie was, we got him after Pac got killed. So Michael Moore talks about the walkie-talkie. Frank Alexander talk about the walkie-talkie. Yacht, R.I.P. Yacht Gaddafi, said the dude that he saw shoot Tupac did not describe the people that they made it seem that had to do with Pac getting murdered. He said the dude was a light-skinned dude in the car. So if you put two and two together, David Mack, Rafael Perez, Kevin Gaines, and whoever else was the fourth assailant in the car, David Mack was the one that shot Tupac. If that's who Gaddafi said he saw driving the car that murdered Tupac. Now, it could have been Gaines that shot and killed Tupac. But they knew that who was involved was affiliated with the Rampart Division. I always tell people, right, when you look at that whole Orlando Anderson and all that, what do you know? It's a gang member. Y'all keep saying, oh, he was a gang member. He was retaliating. Retaliating? So let's get this clear, right? Dude hits you. You sue him. And then you go and testify to a dude that stomped you out. You testified on the behalf of a dude that stomped you out. That don't seem like somebody that shot the person. You know what I'm saying? That seemed like a scapegoat to me. That seemed like a patsy to me. And then nobody talks about the fact that, you know, homeboy Reggie Pops was there. He the one that helped up Orlando in the video. So your pops was there. Y'all planned it out because y'all wanted Suge and Pac, or really wanted Suge out the way so y'all could take over. So the sad part about it is that they painted that narrative that Puff dropped the bag and all that, knowing damn well Puff ain't had nothing to do with that. Yeah, she did, but Orlando was the first one, had a lawsuit on him first. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't kill no Pac. They know he didn't kill Pac. You know? Orlando didn't claim that. The media and the police claimed he did that. He ain't murder, son. Eric Von Zip did not even link up with them dudes. Because Eric Von Zip was with Tyson's entourage. Okay, he was with Tyson. He was not with no Foxy Brown. And come on, bro. It didn't add up, man. They made up a whole story just to make it seem like that's what happened, and it didn't. That's why the Rampart division wanted it sweep under the rug. The LAPD wanted to sweep under the rug because it not only was dealing with the LAPD, but it was also dealing with you talking about World? That was in the 2000s, homie. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was like around 2002. Mike saw World at the club. That was over. They had words because J.R. Hamilton and Hamo, you know, Nut used to be around Mike, but J.R. and who was Bush brother, J.R. was Mike's mans. That was his people's. You know, because that was Jackie Rose's baby father, but that was him and Mike was tight, right? And Hamo was his mans too. And Mike had a lot of love for J.R. Hamilton. So, you know, in fact, Mike had J.R. as security for him. You know, because you got to remember, Mike gave LD, you know, Hamo, and JR position in Team Tyson. Shorty Black also. So he put them down. And yeah, World wasn't bagging down from Tyson. You know what I'm saying? But World knew that dudes wasn't gonna move on that because Tyson was a Muslim like them. So but it got to the point where it could have got bloody. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But JR was his mans. You know, JR was his mans. He had a lot of love for JR. Like a lot of people say, oh, it was just Hamo. Nah, it was really JR too. You know, yeah, Hamo was his mans, but JR was the dude. He loved JR the most. You know, Jimmy was on his hit list. Jimmy was on his hit list. You know what I mean? Jimmy was on world hit list. You know, 50. See, when people talk about the 50 thing, 50 and World was cool, and then what happened was the Hot 97 thing. But World knew Monster, 80 and them niggas. He cool with 80 and them niggas. He cool with Monster and them niggas. Right? He ain't had no beef with them niggas. But 50 was Monster Mans. Hassan not fighting nobody, my nigga. Hassan is a cornball. He's soft. You know, but when the thing popped off in Jersey, Benzino confirmed it. He was there with World in the car. He confirmed it. You know what I'm saying? He was with World in the Range Rover. He's with World in the Range Rover when they went to the over there in Jersey. And Monster did what he did. Shout out to Monster. Monster official, bro. You know, bad style niggas is just they about that gun work, man. You know what I'm saying? They just different type of niggas, B. You gotta understand, bro. Like World and May Shaka and them niggas. You know, Nut. These wild niggas in the style, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would see Shaka through there. You know what I'm saying? I see May Shaka actually was on the run for like a whole year. For a whole year. When they did when the movie with Bruce Willis was kind of like, it was loosely based on Shaka, because Shaka used to do cakes. My pops was tight with Shaka. You know what I'm saying? And May. You know what I'm saying? So they official tissue gangsters. Like they ran Quincy, they ran the style. You know, you had Bo, you had I'm talking about Bo. I mean, you had Bay Mayo, you had Shaka, and you had World Nut and them niggas. You know. You know. Yeah, Vito. He did. He put him on him. J.O. Felony. Nah, Big L from Harlem. But they brought J.O. Felony to Marcy. If you remember, Vito, they brought him to Marcy. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy was trying to hurt Dane, bro. Cause you know they had an issue with Dane. It was a point they had an issue with Dane. Jimmy Henchman. You know. Jimmy had beef out here. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy had some situations. Jay and Jimmy ain't really rock like that. You know. They ain't really rock like that. But Dame, they almost did something to Dame. I ain't gonna lie. Dame almost he had Chaz behind him, so you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, like Dame don't got no slouches around him, but that nigga Jimmy Henchman was just, you know, different type of dude. See, 50 ain't kid, son. 50 a different type of nigga, bro. His niggas is wild. Like everybody say, yo, but Lodi Mac died. I'll be like, yo, listen, bro. Just because Lodi Mac died, that didn't mean that everybody in 50 Squad was dead. Like, dudes keep forgetting Monster was going to war with niggas. Just read the paperwork. Fox and Monster was putting the press game on them niggas. Like, they almost killed the nigga Tef, bro. Yeah, I spoke to Vito. I spoke to Tut. You know, Tut set out his own mouth. They set him up. That he was over there, bad boy, you know, fucking with Puff. And they put that lie out there. You know, because what people got to remember, right? Pac, they wanted Pac to sign with Henchman Entertainment, right? Because people say, yo, they wanted Pac to sign a bad boy. First of all, that's not what happened. Pac was cool with Wolf and Buck and L. He was cool with them niggas. He was going to do business with Bad Boy. Yes, that's a fact. Hitchman and Bad Boy ain't had nothing to do with each other. It was two different entities. Puff had his own management thing with Bad Boy. Hitchman had his managing thing. All right? What people don't understand is the kid, Little Sean, the rapper nigga, was trying to impress Jimmy. Really wasn't trying to impress Jimmy. He was really trying to impress Haitian Jack, right? The kid had a nigga. He called the nigga Scooter and the nigga Nubs. A lot of niggas say the third nigga was unique from Marcy. Some niggas say it was another nigga that was with them. Third nigga. I forgot who the third nigga was. But I know who they told me the three gunmen, the three shooters was. The three dudes that came in, the two dudes that came in and did what it did was Nubs and Scooter. They came in to pistol whip them. They really came in to confiscate the jury and pistol whip them. Straight like that. That's what they came to do to Pop. Confiscate the bracelet. They didn't get the ring off him. They just got Turf was gonna put Jay-Z in the trunk after that Where I'm From video shoot. Free Turf Diamonds. That's my cousin Cody. Official Marcy nigga. He was holding down Murder Inc. and all that. He was gonna put Jay-Z in the trunk when they was shooting that Where I'm From video. Any real nigga will tell you from Marcy, yeah, Turf was gonna snatch your man Hove up and put him in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? It's facts. Half Pint was the one that shot at Hove. You know what I'm saying? That's why Hove don't rock with the Haven, cause Half Pint shot at him while he was getting his car fixed. And Jay, you know, till his day felt some type of way about that. Like, yo, you rock with son that tried to kill me. That's why he said near brushes with death, because that was a near brush, nigga. You know? So he ain't, after that day on, he ain't never rock with that dude. You know? But the whole reasonable doubt is the Haven whole life. Come on, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga went on the records and talking greasy about Jay. Why he shot at Jay? Because Jay was doing things that he wasn't supposed to do. Jay-Z, you gotta realize Jay-Z was a worker, bro. He was a driver, actually. He was driving for them niggas. But he was a worker. And what he did was he was copping off for Spivey. My cousin used to see Jay up there, uptown and shit. He wasn't copping from Juan. He was copping from Spivey. That's who he was copping from. He copped from Juan later. He met Juan later on. But who he was copping from was Spivey. right? Jay get to connect. He goes out of town when DeHaven gets locked up and start doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Nobody told Jay to go out of town and do things he wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? He tried to do some underhanded shit. So if you watch Marcy May, DeHaven speak about the underhanded shit and niggas retaliated and they shot at him. That's what happened to Jay. They shot at him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of him being official about it, he did some underhanded shit. So that's why Jay didn't rock with none of the dudes from Marcy. You know, that's why he had dudes like Billy Bang. You know, Billy Bang and them niggas was holding him down because the Marcy cats wasn't holding him down. So that's why he had Bang around and a couple other dudes holding him down because dudes really wanted to get at him. And Lil Sean was around. Lil Sean was around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know. Yeah, Lil Sean was holding him down. You know, but back to what happened with Pac, Lil Sean made the call. You know what I'm saying? Because Lil Sean and them had robbed third base DJ Richie Rich. I told y'all the story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fact. And he gifted Haitian Jack the bracelet that Pac was wearing. You know, the big link, the link bracelet. He gifted him that bracelet. When he gifted him that bracelet, Pac said what he said. They came back to confiscate the bracelet. Same niggas that robbed Richie Rich. They confiscated the bracelet. But they lied on Tut because, like I told y'all, Tut had a reputation. And that's why they lied on him. So when you hear Lil Sean talking about, yo, nigga ain't never said my name. Nigga did say your name. Yeah, they ain't want Tut in the industry, man. Puff was taking care of him, man. Puff was making sure Tut was good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tut was getting to it. And them dudes ain't want him in there, man. They ain't want him in there, man. Jack and them niggas did not want that man in the industry. They did not want him in the industry. You know? They ain't want T Black in the industry. That's why T Black is locked up. Free T Black. T Black was doing, and that's who really Pac was really fucking with. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. Tupac was fucking with T Black more than fucking Haitian Jack. That's who he was with a lot. He was riding around with T Black all the time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people say, yo, he was running. Like, no, he was running with T Black. He was, the main niggas he was running with was Nichols, E-Bags, Stretch, T Black. That's who Pac was riding with a lot. They don't talk about that. They talk about the Haitian Jack shit. Every time you hear him, Jack. Yeah, he go to the club with Jack. He chill with Jack at the barbershop. But he was running with T Black, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And they set up T Black. Hatchet set up T Black because T Black was in the industry. Doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know Pete. Really and truly, Pete and them niggas wanted to kill Jack. Because they killed Jack Mans Anthony that had the barbershop. Y'all always hear about the barbershop, about next door to Manhattan proper. That was Jack and his man's Anthony barbershop. They killed Anthony in the crib. They saw Jack outside of the crib and they thought he was coming in. John Castro and George Wallace, they thought he was coming in. He ain't coming, he just drove off. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Vito. They was going to murk him. What saved Jack was that he got off the scene and he didn't go in the crib. But they killed his mans and left them right there in Soundview in the park on the benches. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why when people talk about Haitian Jack and all that, he just was a smart, treacherous, snakish dude. You know what I'm saying? But really the dudes that was really holding Jack down was Scooter. You know what I'm saying? It was all them dudes. You know, and Hatchet. That's who really was holding Jack down. Yeah, he was trying to get Puff to sign Lord Tariq and them. And the police stopped that deal because they were supposed to get signed. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to get signed. But you gotta realize, man, Jack and Jimmy, man, you know, really Jack, man. Cause Jack was the one that really had a stronghold in that music industry at one particular point. And he didn't really want these dudes in the industry. Jimmy too. He didn't want them dudes in the industry, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they put the police on him, man. That's why they put the police on him, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you gotta understand, bro. I keep it all the way real. They fed, like, niggas always say, yo, 50 put the feds on Preem. No, 50 didn't put the feds on Preem. It was really jacking them niggas. You know what I'm saying? They put the feds on Preem because they didn't like Preem having his foot in the game and Irv was strong with Preem and shit, man. They ain't like that, my nigga. You know? And they put them people on him, man. The dude Bill Courtney, he just exposed everything we already knew. The streets knew that Jack and them niggas was working with them people. You know what I'm saying? The streets knew this. They just confirmed it. You know? Like, people don't know the backstory of that Quad shit. Like, Big Nose Troy and E Bags, they felt some type of way. Like, yo, Pac our nigga, bro. Nichols and them niggas, they wanted to go to war with these Brooklyn niggas. Because, yo, Pac our peoples, nigga. You shot our mans and y'all robbed them. We ready to go gun for gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know Pac was fucking with Preem heavy. When Pac came out to do Saturday Night Live, he was with Preem, Big D. He's with all them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Preem was Pac mans. Like, there's a lot of street niggas in New York that Pac was fucking with heavy. You know what I'm saying? I never put it on Biggie and say, yo, Biggie was the reason. Because Biggie really wasn't the reason why what happened to Pac. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas started a whole East-West shit. Jack and them niggas. They started a whole East-West beef, and they caused this man to get shot 5 times and got robbed. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Vito, remember, they had Killer Ben to rob Zeke at the Source Awards. They had Killer Ben rob Zeke at the Source Awards. And I ain't gonna say who knocked Ben down, but it's a legendary rapper that knocked him down. You know what I'm saying? When he was on that payphone. But they got him to rob because they had Ben to run down on Biggie in the car with Faith Evans. That's when you hear them niggas talk about, yo, when a nigga told him, facts, Vito. And when a nigga told him that such and such, you know, he told Pac about these dudes that they had these niggas do what it do to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Killer Ben got out of here. You know, R.I.P. Killer Ben. But they had him crash out. And yeah, Zeke was big in the industry, son. Like Zeke was getting in that game, man. They ain't like that. You know, they ain't like that. Them Flatbush niggas, they wanted a hole in that industry, man. They ain't like certain niggas, especially if they wasn't from Flatbush, they ain't like them in the industry. They ain't want them in the industry. They ain't want Bed-Stuy cats. They ain't want Brownsville cats. They ain't want these niggas in the industry. You know, if you wasn't for Flatbush, you couldn't get in there. They felt they not letting you get in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So he made it, they made it Jack and him made it possible. That's why when World was out doing what he was doing, son, they didn't want son in there, man. Cause Sean was fucking with World. Shout out to Sean, son. Sean one of them surprise type of niggas, man. Cause Sean really wasn't fucking with them niggas, man. Sean was fucking with Nut. Sean was fucking with Zeke. World and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Sean was from the Bush, but he was fucking with more Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, Brownsville niggas. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas from the Bush wasn't too keen on him fucking with certain niggas. You know, allegedly. You know? But Sean was with all them niggas, all them official niggas, man. Yeah, World knocked Son down. He knocked Son down. World official, man. World a crazy dude, man. No. He ain't nothing to do with that. Nah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did set Mike up. I remember that. Yeah, that's when he was managing him. That's when he was managing him. I remember when he was managing him. Jimmy. You know. Yeah, Sean official. Sean official. You know? Sean official. Yeah, he came from that. That was the bid he caught in North Carolina with the hammer. Yeah, he said Jack snitched on him in North Carolina. That's how he got locked up. He said Jack and Zip was the one that put him down with with Barry Hankerson, and that's how the situation happened with R. Kelly at Madison Square Garden. Cause Barry Hankerson had Jimmy really there to do the goon work. So he was going at Dane. He was going at R. Kelly at the Garden. See, Kels, like I said before on my last live, Kels wasn't lying when he said, yo, niggas was in the front row with hammers. They was trying to shoot him. They was literally trying to shoot him at the Garden. So when Tata pepper sprayed him, he wasn't tripping. That's why they came. That's why D&Y gave him the hammers. D&Y gave R. Kelly and them the hammers. Because they was trying to get at Kells that night. You know? Yeah, they was aiming guns at Son. Yeah, they was. Yeah, they was following him through the whole Best of Both Worlds tour. They was following at Kells. Like they was there to do something to him. Real talk. They was there to do something to him. It was just lucky he had to step it up. And he had to get some goons around him. You know? You know, that's what Jimmy was doing at that time. Jimmy was, you know, that's why when 50, he tried that with 50, 50 wasn't going for it. You know? 50 and Yayo wasn't going for it. They wasn't gonna go for that extortion game. You know, cause let's keep it real. Like even the game, right? Jimmy really didn't. The game wasn't Jimmy artist, right? Everybody know the game was D-Mac and his mans, T-Money and his other mans artists, right? T-Mac was the one, D-Mac I mean. D-Mac and T-Money was the ones that had the game. Desperado. That's why when the game, yeah, that was fucking with Puff. D-Mac was trying to bring the game to Bad Boy because Dr. Dre and them was doing some bullshit and they ain't want to do nothing with game, so they was trying to put him in thing, you know. Yeah, them Crip niggas, they got the whole Mansfield, the 60s, them niggas run the industry. A lot of them Crips run the industry. They been running the industry for years. But the Mansfield niggas, a lot of industry niggas got ties with the Mansfield. Even though industry dudes got ties with the 60s, a lot of Mansfield gangster Crips, a lot of dudes got affiliations with them. Main Street, cause Del Dog was holding down Shaq. Del Dog is the same one that they robbed the whole Source Awards in '99. If y'all know about the Source Awards, where you hear Nori talk about niggas getting robbed, they robbed the whole Source Awards in '99. These same dudes that robbed Eve at the she was at the Beverly, she was at the Fox Hill Mall. They robbed Allen Iverson, Genuine, even back now Jazzy Faye. Like Del Dog was just, his team was doing crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? They try to snatch up Jay-Z, but shout out to Beans. you know, Beans held them down and he backed them niggas down off of Jay. But they was trying to snatch up Jay, lean on him. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to lean on him. And Beans ain't let that go down. You know, that's how real Beans is. He ain't let that go down. But yeah, they Mansfield, they run the industry, man. That's who Heavy D, um, you know. Yeah, fact. OG Mac. Yeah, OG Mac. Now, you know, OG Mac now, that's another nigga, Vito, that they didn't want in the industry. Cause Mac had ties with all the dudes that was the big dogs in the industry. We talking about he had affiliations with Bad Boy, affiliations with Rough Riders, affiliation with LL, affiliations with Teddy Riley. So he got affiliations with all the industry dudes, right? And they put the people on him. They get him up off the streets. He came home 99. By the end of 2000, going to 2001, they snatched OG Mac off the street. He was getting that industry money. They was like, nah, we can't let this nigga get in. Because he already had his foot in. He was linked up with everybody. Had a 1-year run. He running around with all of these dudes. You know? They ain't want Mac in the industry. And he wasn't even bullying. Niggas was showing love. LL, all of them. He running around with Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad, and Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and all of them. And then he riding with the Rough Riders. He with Bad Boy. He with Murder Inc. He with Nori. He with LL Cool J. He with all these dudes. Nah, we can't let this nigga OG Mac in the industry, dog. He on some Tupac shit. We gotta get this nigga out the way. And that's what they did. They got him out the way, and suckers went and did what they did. Try to, you know, shame him, and you know, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? He was a force, man. You gotta understand, man. Once they see you as a force in the industry, bro, they don't want you in there, bro. Cause the industry niggas ain't gonna be looking at these other niggas. So these other niggas is in there. That's why it's a lot of rat dudes in the industry, bro. Notice this, man. All the real dudes, they don't got them in the industry, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Mac, they ain't want Mac in there. Same thing with World, same thing with Preem, Tut, T Black. They ain't want these dudes in the industry, man. They ain't want them in the industry, man. But I saw some with Puff and Kanye, man. That was a good conversation, man. People need to listen to that. Listen to that comment. Matter of fact, let me play y'all a little bit of what Puff was saying on that phone, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it all the way real, man. Kanye West, man, is a real one, man. It ain't gonna never ever be. If anything happened to Kanye West, man, if them devils try to knock him off and try to get him out of here, yo, I'm telling y'all right now, man, Kanye one of the realest dudes in my opinion in the industry, man. Ain't no dude doing it like Kanye, man. Kanye is a real solid brother, man. Dudes gotta protect Kanye importantly, gotta protect that man. You know what I'm saying? I listened to that conversation, man. That man Puff said, man, I thought niggas was family, bro. He said a lot of dudes I thought would have came through, didn't come through. And we know who he was talking about. He talking about the dude Hove. But we knew Hove was a snake. You know what I'm saying? We knew he was gonna throw Puff under the bus. We knew that. We knew that. You know what I'm saying? Cause nigga like that don't show no loyalty. I'm listening to the Suge interview. You know what I'm saying? Who you think put them people on him? You know what I'm saying? That nigga took Clarence Avon's spot and he became the man. Steve Stout, he's another gatekeeper. Dr. Dre, you gotta look at the niggas that's the gatekeepers. Dr. Dre, Steve Stout, Jay-Z. These niggas ain't working for the culture, my nigga. They work against the culture. That's why the elite put them as high as they put them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me just play a little bit of this with Kanye and Puff, man. Conversation, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's wicked, wicked, wicked. So you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, have some fucking fun.
Yeah.
I had no fun and they get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up them samples, get back on your Hitman vibe,
Yeah.
have some fun, get back to smiling.
Yeah.
These other motherfuckers, they don't waste your time, big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Wasting
understand.
your motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? So put that love in your heart, man, and enjoy yourself, man. When I get out there, man, I'm gonna see you tear down the stadiums. I need to see you back on that stage. And actually rapping and performing and everything. I be dreaming of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time. It's time for me to just grab the mic and get back on. It's like I love music again.
You the real from the
There's a time when it's just like everything was so frustrating. I can't explain it, but
jump into your bag, man. Jump into your bag. We're gonna have years and decades to fight these motherfuckers. Right now, enjoy your life. It's just coming from me, from God to you.
right?
Enjoy your life, fall back in love like when you was making the beats in the shop, coming up to Daddy's house and motherfucking rock studio and just chop them shits up, bring that SP 1200 out, nigga, the MPC, and then have a good time and say the world and all the bullshit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I love you, man. I appreciate you. And thanks again. And I'm gonna see you soon, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Back or something. It'd be good to hear your voice again.
Yeah.
So like 59 more days before trial, so I'll definitely be touching in to tap into your energy or something.
Yeah.
Play me some shit over the phone, give me some fucking life. It's fucking sad to pop up daddy in jail. It's just fucking sad as a motherfucker.
Shit, insane.
The devil is a liar. Word up, nigga.
Coming out though.
Yeah, man. But I love you once again, man. I'm gonna let y'all go and get back to some fun, man. I don't want to bring your vibration down.
Never.
Keep it in a high frequency, man. And keep doing everything you're doing, man. You got that freedom. And when I get out and I get that freedom,
Right.
I'm not caring about nothing but motherfucking being happy. And I want you to feel that.
Yeah.
I want y'all to have that for yourselves, man.
Yeah.
I know now.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. Because ain't nobody reach out to them. Ain't nobody call them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying? That meant so much, you know what I'm saying, that you reached out to them and took them under your wing while I'm in this month, man. And I appreciate you. Word up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me even when I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel the love, Jay. For real. I feel the love. For real. It means so much to me. But this right here is crazy. You be careful out there because they definitely trying to end us. You feel me?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They can't do it. They ain't going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to beat this shit and get next to you.
Yeah.
We're going to raise our families and become the kings that we're supposed to be. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. like my son, that's some like next level big brother shit to me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to do that. But taking my son and like damn, a big brother father figure to him means a lot, you know? Man, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man, there with no parent and shit, man. These people trying to rock me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the way you are as a father, man, it's just like I look up to the relationship that y'all got. You know, just even I just always love the way the connection y'all had, or this connection you got. I appreciate it, man. You help them to give them the love that they need. Just like it just means so much, bro. For real. When I see it in your face, you know what I'm saying? Be able to hug you and thank you and show you for the rest of your life how much you appreciate it and always be there for you. Man, thank you, man. Thank you. But I just feel like as a community, like we got to take the responsibility to, you know, just for us, just all of us. It's like we a family. Everybody has been taken in by this fame, media, music, everything. No doubt. Yeah, I thought we was all family, man. I really thought that, you know what I'm saying? So right now, you know, this family I got, you know, this family I see, you feel me? Yeah. I don't always spoke up for everybody, you know? And, you know, I ain't bitter or nothing. I'm just telling you how it is because you're the only one, you know what I'm saying? So me and you, if you're the only one that came to get me, that's all I can do is say, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Every time everybody try to attack us, I'm always riding. And you're the only person that woke up and I appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. I just felt that energy. It's like something was channeling through me. You know how it be when I like get in that mode and it's like, you gotta do it. Yeah. Jump into your bag and thanks for the short job look too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Absolutely, we gotta keep that going when I.
Yeah. Shout out to Puff, man. Also, shout out to Kels, man. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers, I salute them brothers for keeping their spirits up, man. You know what I mean? Cause these crackers, man, they kill a brother's spirit in that motherfucking institution, man. They break you down, man. They'll break you down, man. You know what I'm saying? And in this Trump era, man, they ain't playing fair. You know what I'm saying? They ain't playing fair. You know what I mean? But this the thing, man. When you beat these crackers state-wise, they still want to go at you the same way. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at what happened with Puff beating his case and with the whole Club New York and R. Kelly beating his case and then they still going back at you just to do whatever reason they want, right? Like I ask people all the time, man. I always say, yo, what new evidence they had to lock up R. Kelly? Just a documentary, my nigga? Like, with Puff, you locking him up over a Cassie video? And then they come to find out that the Cassie video was doctored up. It was doctored up, my nigga. That video was doctored up. So that right there, they should have just threw that. They should have just threw that out. Like, y'all niggas got this man in here. Y'all should let this man go. With Kels, it was a lot of inconsistencies with the witnesses. Y'all should throw that case out. How Harvey Weinstein could get a retrial and Kels can't get a retrial? Y'all taking the jury pool already by saying these dudes did all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Harvey Weinstein was wilding out. They gonna let that man out. He getting there. He able to get a retrial and all that. Kels, they denied his appeal. Suge. I saw something with Suge. They tried to kill Suge at the video shoot. Off of GP, they should have just said, yo, you know what? They try to murder this man. Let's get this man a new trial. Let's get him a new case. Because they did try to murder him. Dude did have a firearm. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that because they know shit is tainted. They want niggas out the street. You gotta understand something, man. Puff been under investigation for 30 years. Bad Boy Records been under investigation for 30 years. Just like Death Row was under investigation. Just like No Limit, Wu-Tang, all that shit was under investigation. But Bad Boy and Death Row was under investigation for years, my nigga. Bone snitched and got immunity. But Suge was under investigation for years. And they lied. Puff been under investigation for 30 plus years, dating back to when Buck, L, and Wolf was alive. Puff was supposed to be snatched up back in 93. They been wanting Puff since 93. They started the whole hip-hop task force because of Puff. But they wanted Puff, Buck, L, and Wolf. They wanted all four of them in 93. Wolf and Puff they escaped that. But they kept going after Puff. They kept going after him throughout his career. You heard what the fans said. They was watching him from 2008 to 2018. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So you've been in the feds. You've been watched by the feds from 2008 to 2014. I like both. You know what I'm saying? And Wolf, you know, and Puff, they wanted them off the street. Because the affiliation with BMF, the affiliation with a lot of street figures. You know? You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know. Juan and Gordo was with Bad Boy before they got the Rockefeller. Malik Sealy was over there fucking with Bad Boy. You know, y'all don't even know Malik Sealy, him and Carlin Hines was the two biggest drug lords in the Bronx, nigga. Yeah, Malik Sealy, that played with KG. Yeah, he was the biggest drug kingpin in the Bronx. A lot of niggas don't know that, but he was. It's a fact. He's playing NBA and he had the bricks. He had the bricks. Malik Sealy's the reason why you got Baseline Studio. That was him that got that put the money for Baseline. Malik Sealy was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You had him and you had Carlton Hines. They was the two basketball dudes that was big. And then you had Eddie Lee out of Queens. them two was like the two youngest niggas that was doing it big in the Bronx on a bigger label, on a bigger level. You know what I'm saying? He put money behind Fat Magazine and all that. Malik Sealy. Facts. True story. So they was affiliated with Bad Boy first. I fuck with Dame. Got mad respect for Dame. But Dame was copying the blueprint of Bad Boy. That's a fact. Dame a smart man. He did what he was supposed to do. He got the right niggas down with the movement. I'ma get Biggs. I'ma get his brother Baba Love. I'ma get Juan. I'ma get Gordo. I'ma get all these niggas. But he followed the Bad Boy blueprint. That's why I always tell niggas all the time, nigga, Rough Riders come under Bad Boy. All that shit come under Bad Boy, bro. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Chris Lighty, another genius. They don't talk about Chris Lighty. You know what I'm saying? Chris Lighty's one of my favorites. That's a fact, Vito. Like, I tell people, man, I always look at certain dudes and I give it up to them. Like Teddy Riley, I give it up to Teddy Riley, man. Teddy Riley, one of the greatest minds in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Official tissue. A lot of gangsters, man. Fuck with Teddy, don't sleep on him. You know what I'm saying? Ty Fife, Big Dog, the Humble Monster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Suge couldn't press Teddy because Teddy had them niggas around him. You know, Teddy had them niggas around him. Like, you gotta understand, this is what the thing with Suge. He knew Andre Harrell, Russell Simmons was soft. They was soft. All right, even though Russell hustled for Freddie Myers, Russell was a bitch. Like any street nigga tell you, Russell Simmons was a bitch. Straight up and down. So that's why they can go up there, because Gene Griffin was smacking them niggas around. R.I.P. Gene Griffin. He was smacking them niggas around. They had to go call Bill Underwood was in Russell pocket, nigga. Like, nigga, cut a check, nigga. My name, you speaking my name, cut me the fucking check, nigga. So that's why they was able to do what they did. Like, fly tie and all them. Like, they was able to, like, rough house them niggas. Because them niggas wasn't aggressive. And, like, them labels like Sleeping Bag and all them niggas, these was Italians. So niggas wasn't going crazy with them because they had to deal with the five families. So they know these black niggas, they got these boutique labels. We gonna smack them up. These niggas is bitch made. You know what I'm saying? They bitch made. These niggas ain't on nothing. They ain't on nothing. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga like a Puff, a Teddy Riley, they got official dudes behind them. You know what I'm saying? You look at Teddy Riley crew, the Posse Deep. You got Puff crew. He got Same Gang with him. He got YG. He got the Valley Mob. Ain't nobody running down on that. A lot of official dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta be as strong as your clique. That's why when 50 came in the game, he made sure he had his niggas right. Law's boys, same thing. They came with LB fam. You gotta make sure your clique right. Nas wasn't stupid. Nas came through with his Queensbridge niggas. He came with a strong clique. You know what I'm saying? Black Hand, strong clique. If you ain't have a strong team in this industry, my nigga, you gonna have a Jimmy Henchman and a Haitian Jack in your pocket leaning on you. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So a DNY not worrying about nobody running down trying to lean on them. They got hitters with them. You know? You know? Nas wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Nas had them guys with him. You know what I'm saying? Cause you gotta look, Jack and Jimmy was they was the boogeyman in New York, bro. And then you gonna have, you know, Suge, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always say Def Jam should have promoted Chris Lighty as president of their record label. Because Irv too, but Chris Lighty should have been the president. You know why? Because Chris Lighty saved Mr. Cohen's life when Suge and Eric B ran down on him. Right? Because if it wasn't for Chris Lighty pulling the jammy out, holding Sun down, Suge would have had his way. You know what I'm saying? You need a Chris Lighty around. You know what I'm saying? That's why when dudes try to make Lighty sound so Lighty's official, bro. Dick Griffey, official. Gene Griffin, these official men, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dick Griffey was the Gene Griffin of LA, man. Gene Griffin was a problem, man. Smacking nigga up. Pow! Smacking nigga up. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because that's what people got to understand. Like, that was a different type of industry, man. Different type of industry. Oh, I listened to $1 Million Worth of Game, right? Heard Casanova speaking about, let me say this, right? About Casanova. When you got 5 sealed documents, bro, you shouldn't be talking. All right? Casanova is the prime example of any young artist or anybody want to be in the music industry. Do not follow a dude like that. Because he was faking it and was trying to be something that he wasn't. He wanted to be this big gangster. And now he crying about, oh, I got a family. Yo, nigga, you see all the real gangsters? They holding their chin up. They ain't in no dropout yards. Rod Diggs ain't in no dropout yard. World ain't in no dropout yard. You behind the wall and you in a dropout yard. Where the snitches, the booty bandits, the sexual offenders is at. You can't go up in no USPs. You can't go in no FCIs and get it popping. You gotta be in a dropout facility because you don't really want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? But we seen how that dude performed before, because y'all gotta remember, Casanova was all talk. All talk. Cass supposed to be official. You should have been in a spot, not in no camp. He in a camp right now. That's crazy to me, man. So that's why when I listen to that Gilly interview, I'm like, yo, son, he another tag stone, bro. You can't listen to these dudes. These dudes is fake gangsters, man. Fake gangsters. It's pitiful, man. That's why Jay-Z ain't put his lawyer on to help him out. Joe Tacopina. He ain't get Joe Tacopina for him. That nigga Jay hating on Puff, man. Nigga Jay hating on Puff, man. And Mel Murder definitely found that out. You know, a couple people found that out, man. You drop a flag, see what happened to you. Casanova dropped the flag and he don't know if he gonna get smoked or what. Crying about, yo, my family, nigga. You should have thought about your family when you was doing what you was doing. But hey, it is what it is, man. It's your boy Bullets Gotti, man. Salute.